So another type of loop that we are going to look into is called indefinite loop. So what are indefinite loops? In our previous scenario of roller coaster riders, we knew how many riders we have to process, which is 1000, right? So we knew the numbers in advance. That's why we use the definite loop, we initialize the counter, and so forth. So in a situation where we don't know the number of riders in advance, let's say in our theme park, there are more people visiting on the weekend and less people visiting on the weekdays. So obviously the number of riders will be different on weekdays and on weekends. So let's suppose on weekdays we have 500 riders show up, whereas on weekends we have to process 1500 riders. Now in this case, we don't know how many riders are in advance. So our program should be able to work no matter how many riders show up and be able to print the tickets. We can use the help of indefinite loops in that case. In order to implement indefinite loops, we use something called sentinel value for our loop control variable. In the previous example of definite loops, we used some kind of counter and we use arithmetic operators to increment or decrement that counter in order to influence the condition. Now the sentinel value in this case can be influenced, for example, by the person who is operating the ticketing system, and he has to enter the information whether there are more riders available to process or not. Okay, so in that case what we can do is we ask the question riders available. Okay, we store that in the variable, and this could be either true or false or yes or no. Okay, we go ahead and again implement our loop structure. We evaluate the condition where we say riders equals true. So if the riders are available, this condition will evaluate to true, and we go ahead and process our program logic, which is again asking for age and printing the ticket based on the age. Okay? Now once the task is performed in the while loop, if you remember from step 2, we have to alter the variable somehow. So in this case, we can ask the question that we asked here again, saying input riders available. If the person enters true, it will go ahead, evaluate this condition. It will evaluate to true and execute the task. Come here again and ask the question again. Now let's say we have processed all the riders. He will enter false, which will go ahead and process this condition. This condition will evaluate to false, and so these tasks will not be executed and the while loop will exit. So that's how you implement indefinite loops.